up, let it ride. Yeah, adoption pod.
Mick and Mike, yeah, they on the air. Breaking walls with that crypto flair. Deep dives roll, yeah, minds aware. Good vibes float everywhere. Tapping now, yeah, the stream go live. Big ideas, feel the energy rise. If you here right now, then you ride on time. Welcome to the future, enjoy the ride. Hands up, yeah, let it load. Sound check, let the people load. Check, yeah, feel the vibe, let the beat unfold. When it drops, yeah, the story told. Adoption pod, yeah, here we go. Crypto flows, let the knowledge grow. Breaking chains, watch the future glow. Adoption pod, they run the show. Let's go. Yeah, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah. Pioneers with minds so bright, lighting paths in the crypto night. Questions fly, answers ignite, changing lives left and right. From the blocks to the blockchain age, real talk when they hit that stage. If you're learning something, then mission complete. Mass adoption start with a seed. Adoption pod, yeah, here we go. Crypto flows, let the knowledge grow. Breaking chains, watch the future glow. Adoption pod, they run the show. Blocks are building, truth reveal. Digital world, a brighter field. Yeah, masses learning, wounds are healed. This is the future, the deal is sealed. Locked in, adoption pod. Yeah, here we go. Crypto flows, let the knowledge grow. Breaking chains, watch the future glow. Adoption pod, they run the show. Run it. Adoption pod. Adoption pod. Adoption pod.
Yo, welcome to another episode of the Adoption Pod, episode 44, one episode closer to 52. We've been doing this for almost a year. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy. Yes.
Crazy. As she fumbles around with her mic, it sounds like it's in your pocket.
I'm terrible. I'm the worst podcaster in the world, so I do apologize. We hope you enjoy the chaos.
Hey, if it's anything, it's entertaining.
Yeah. And also, I finally got Xfinity on the phone. So like if it looks like I'm not paying attention, I'm not. But I've been on hold for an hour and a half. So
oh my god.
Not on the phone, on the little X support.
You gotta get your Claude bot to do all that stuff for you, like to have the Claude bot talk to their AI and have the AI talk to your AI.
Fantastic. Okay, who is building this?
Hey, you heard it here first.
Yeah, don't steal our idea because we're building it.
Well, today we have a really, really special guest. We have the founder of the Futurist Conference, Canada's biggest conference. And I've been going to, ever since I found out about it, pretty much every year I've been going to it. It's been a fantastic conference in Toronto.
Did you find out about it?
About it. I found out about it. And it's been great. But so Tracy is a wonderful person. We'll bring her on and let's get into the conversation.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Hello,
a good
Tracy.
one.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me.
No problem. Glad to have you on. Dude, the conference is great. I love the conference, and anybody that's been there, like the venue, I'm so glad you guys are back in Toronto again. Because the venue's just awesome. Really awesome.
I know. We were there today, actually. Went for a site visit and they upgraded it, they revamped it. So I'm excited to show our audience again. Yeah, it's a killer cabana this year for sure.
Oh man, I'm so psyched. I just hope we have good weather and no rain. That's the only thing. But regardless, the vibes will be all the way up here.
Totally.
So what I'd like to know is, for people that don't know you, what's your story and how did you come around to like founding the Futures Conference and, getting into the crypto and like, yeah, I want to make a conference.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it's been a wild ride. I've been doing Web3 events for over 13 years now. So I know.
What?
So the OG of OG here.
That old?
Sure.
That's
So I
great.
started. So this is the full story. So I went to Kenya. I started a microfinance program in Kenya. I funded women entrepreneurs. So I went there about 3 times, and so we gave women microloans. We taught about financial independence, but across about 23 villages. So we went through actually an AIDS network that they had already set up and taught them financial literacy. And so I was a student at the time, and then we came back to Canada, and we're trying to send microloans across to Kenya. And we realized it was ridiculous. Like when microloans are so small, they make a significant impact. They're very, but for cross-border transactions, it was insane. And that's where I fell up on the concept of Bitcoin. And so I got really involved in a place called Bitcoin Decentral, and that's where Ethereum started out of. So the founders of Ethereum hired me pre-Ethereum. And so I started working and operating something called like an incubator for decentralized technologies. At the time, it was just Bitcoin. And then we launched Ethereum. So basically, they were like, we want to run a conference in Canada. We want to run the Bitcoin Expos in 2014. And they said, who wants to do this? And I put my hand up. I was like the only girl in the room. I volunteered. I was like, yeah, I'll do this conference. Why not? This seems kind of cool. Full libertarians, full like, just a very different audience than it was today. And then through that, Ethereum launched. So Ethereum was a corporation at the time. It was Charles Hoskinson was the CEO, Vitalik. I worked beside him for years. Anthony Diorio, Gavin Woods was the original Ethereum crew that we started the Bitcoin conference. And then we said, hey, let's do a hackathon. And let's not make it about Bitcoin. Let's make it about this new project called Ethereum, which everybody hated. They're like, well, what are you talking about? Not Bitcoin. Bitcoin maxis, like
Bitcoin maxis have always been like this, haven't they?
Always. But this is the core of like the birth of the maxi. So anyways, long story short, I ended up working with the Ethereum team for many years. I launched Ethereum events all around the world. I ran their first one at ETH Waterloo, and then that spent on ETH Global, saw the ETH hackathons, and then did stuff in Bahamas and Barbados, and then kind of realized Canada needed a national conference. So I said, okay, everyone kind of looked at me and said, Tracy, doing this conference. And, we thought we'd do a little bit different style. And that was the birth of Futurist. So it's been a long ride in Web3 for sure.
That's amazing. I'm really glad I didn't lead with fudding the ETH conferences. I was going to be like, what the fuck is there? WTF is the ETH conference. Like,
yes.
Futurist conference is the future. But then I would have felt bad after that intro. Go ETH.
I'm doing ETH, but we've helped all chains. We're like chain agnostic. We're like everything, so Ethereum started in Toronto. So there's definitely, a big part of my heart for it. But we love it all.
So like when you started Futurist, did you like imagine that like crypto would like evolve to what it is today, like to grow to what it is today?
It's wild. No and yes at the same time. Like the roller coaster is insane. Like it's been a wild ride. And so I remember early on, like I was really part of the Mt. Gox hack. And when that happened,
oh man,
when Mt. Gox happened and all the cameras came into Bitcoin Decentral, every national coverage we had there, and they were interviewing. I wasn't on the camera, but they were interviewing, Anthony Diorio and things like that. And I remember the price just dropping to Bitcoin. And then I remember, I don't know, there's like a lot of things going on in Africa. They're like, there's hostages and they want the Bitcoin. My parents like, what are you doing with your life?
Holy cow.
So I just remember removing Bitcoin all over my LinkedIn. Remove. Couldn't find a job. And then being like, oh, blockchain became so sexy. I remember like 2016, it was like supply chain. Everything's supply chain, right? It was like, and I was like, we're not into crypto. I remember these girls being like, we're not into crypto. We're into the blockchain. I was doing this like big thing of like, because I was always just a crypto girl. And I was like, okay, because the payments, right? And then everything in Africa. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That was a whole moment. So like nothing surprises me anymore, I guess, in crypto.
Yeah. What about Pump Fun? Let me hear your thoughts on Pump Fun. I'm a big hater.
Do I like it?
If you like it, that's fine. I'm single-handedly trying to bring it down.
Single-handedly trying to bring it down. I'm not too involved. I liked it when I made some good pumps, but I don't like it when I see tons of people losing money. So
yeah,
no, I don't like people losing
on the head.
Money. It's sad. Like our audience actually with Futurists has been a little bit harder because they were a lot of the retail crowd. They were a lot of the community organizers. They are the ones that don't have these big funds backing them, right? Or they can make these really risky moves. So yeah, in general, no, I hate the pump funds. Like it's not good for our industry, not at all. Yeah.
It's kind of like what Mick always says. It's like we want these, if these bad actors would just use all that knowledge and intelligence for good, like the world would just be a better place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Utopia by
It's
now.
wild. I also was telling a few people the other day, it's like I found like, we created Web3 to like no more middlemen. Like there's no more middlemen, peer to peer. And I've never had more middlemen in my life. It's like, that's my deal. Give me a percentage. Like, I'm taking credit, keep this. So I'm like, I just feel like I'm middlemen at this point. So it's so funny to see how the industry has evolved, but no, the bad actors are bad. So yeah.
So what's a challenge, a big challenge that you've had, like hosting the Blockchain Futures Conference when, like, especially at a time where like crypto was so niche?
Yeah. Every year has its own set of challenges. Even on the up market, it's challenging because then there's so many conferences all of a sudden pop up. So now we have all this competition. So it's very interesting. It's interesting role we play because when you do a conference every year, we're learning who are the topics, who is the money, who are the speakers, who has the money for sponsorship, what community groups are active. There's so many, what schools are really engaged this year. Next year they don't engage, all these different things. So every year has a different set of challenges. This year for sure is AI. It's for sure the year of AI. Even
heard of it. Can you explain?
Yeah, every topic is AI. Every person that comes in for a session, they have AI included in it. Quantum has become a really big topic. We've never had quantum before. Robots we have on site every year. When we first started, we did try to use the futures brand. So we try to always go a little beyond Web3. The vision was like I always look. Do you guys know the website, like where you go and look at old websites? What is it called? Time Machine?
Oh, Time Machine. Yes.
I look at that all the time. Actually, all the time. I look at websites. I said, what did they do when they started up? I look at how they positioned themselves. So I always look at like the old internet conferences because I said when the internet started, there were internet conferences everywhere, but there's no internet conference anymore. Maybe there's Web Summit here or there, but it's like the internet's in everything. So eventually,
it's the infrastructure and everything's gone niche on top of it. And hopefully that's what happens with crypto, right?
Exactly. So I'm like, the futures, there may not be Web3 conferences. It just might be incorporated into every industry's conferences. So, sorry, I forgot the question.
That's okay. I think that's a smarter move because we've been so siloed in our little crypto events. We hardly get any Web2 people coming in. And so we're just circle jerking, or sorry, I use bad language all the time.
Too, right?
You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Coinbase now sponsors Coachella, right? Crypto.com is sponsoring Arena. Like they want to get outside the same audience, right? But that's why we got acquired. Yeah. So
I noticed this at the Bitcoin conference. There are some companies you would not expect to see at a Bitcoin conference. Like there is those people that have those machines that you stand on, they shake, and you just like whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna be at ours too.
So yeah.
Now I want to go.
And I'm like, I can't believe. I honestly could not believe that they didn't have the slogan "Shake for Sats." Like, come on. like
I'm gonna tell them that
they gotta merge with ShakePay, and ShakePay and them can get on something. Just hold your phone and get those sats.
That's so funny. I'll tell ShakePay they're coming to our conference. So and so is the vibration Thermavibe. They're called. They're our official. They want to be our
ladies. Are you listening? Sorry.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Not like that at all.
After I was walking so much of the conference, my feet were killing me. That actually made it feel pretty good
at the Bitcoin conference.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought it was
when I missed.
Those like infomercials you see on TV with this new workout device. Oh my god, get rock hard abs. That's what I thought it was, like a total gimmick. Cool. It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was it was pretty interesting.
That is cool.
I have a real. We're gonna put them all. We're gonna put the shaky things.
Logistical, and maybe not a logistical question, but I've helped run companies, right? As like a small role as a CMO or whatever, and part of a bigger team. And I imagine you guys have a larger team, but how much pressure do you feel? It's like when we host a podcast, even I'm like, God, I hope we get enough viewers. I do a Twitter space, hope enough people show up. We do a marketing event. God, I hope this, that pressure must be times 1,000 because it's so public. And then when these conferences, you can frame the narrative any way you want to. They pick one empty section of a conference to post a picture and be like, wow, this is dead, because I saw that from the Bitcoin conference over and over. Yeah, and I was relieved I didn't go. But then Mike's experience, his actual experience there, was so much different than I would have imagined. Yeah. So what is that pressure like to fill the room? How do you get that done on years like this when everyone's broke?
I'm so happy you feel that, because it makes me feel sick. I feel every year I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? It is hard. It is hard. It's like you're always trying to convince people it's going to be great. What's good is we've done it for so long now that we have people that come and they know it's amazing and they tell their friends, but the pressure is insane. People who've done events usually do it once and never do it again. So a lot of our sponsors, they've all done events. They're like, we've done it once, we're never doing it. We're here to support you because we know how hard it is. Because you can't push a deadline. People don't realize that everything in your life you can honestly push a deadline for. Oh, we'll do the release next week. Well, podcasting, actually not. You guys, like when that countdown came today, there's a pressure. Like this is happening.
Yeah.
But with events, it's like, guys, we have to get this done. We can't push it. Like thousands of people are showing up. So figure out the coordination for it. So the pressure is definitely on. We're always strategically changing things. Like 2018, that's when we first launched. We did it in 4 months, which was wild, but it was like peak ICO day. So there's tons of money. Yeah. It was like great for the events industry. Lots of people were sponsoring, lots of great activations, food, drinks. So a lot of good companies too there. And then 2019, obviously a lot of bad companies came out of the ICO and the market just crashed and tons of people lost a lot of money. And so we tried to keep the conference running, and it's just problem solving and pivoting. Are you
expanding right now too? Is that, I saw there was one coming up in Miami in September.
Yeah,
you was actually scaling in a bear market.
That's so much work too. I know. That's why I could do this podcast at 9 at night. This is nothing. This is like my morning right now. I'm just So we got acquired. We got acquired by one of the largest B2B event producers in America. They're called Emerald Exposition. And so they run 140 Web2 events. So they run the world's largest cannabis show, the world's largest pizza show, the world's largest fastener show. They do stuff in glamping, like all these industries. And so we got acquired as one of their smallest events as part of their accelerator program to bring futurists to Florida and to the States. Because
Can I time you out? Is glamping really a bigger industry than crypto?
I guess so. I know. There was an event for literally everything. There's like a national, they name anything. Like, I don't know, like staplers. Like, I'm sure there's one. Like
the National Stapler Convention.
No, I swear on my life, I bet you there is.
I want to look it up now.
I do kind of want to go to some random events and crash with just crypto.
It's cool.
That would be like more effective.
Yeah, I bet you there's a stationary show. There you go. I think so. So what they do is they run these massive events around the world. And so the vision with Futurists was to pop up Futurists within these events. So how do we go, like, again, the concept of how do we get more to the real world? And so we would set up like a Web3, AI, robotics, type of area within it, because people within, like they run MJ Biz, the largest cannabis show, they're investors. They're very tech savvy. Like they want to know about how it's going to affect their industry. Crypto has payments. If you're a local retailer, how do you accept crypto payments? They do stuff farm to seed. So there's a little bit of supply chain side of it. So that's the bigger vision. So we got acquired. It's definitely been a big transition for us, going from startup where we can make decisions and move really quickly to this. Like we're very corporate. We're on Microsoft Teams. I've never used Microsoft. I don't know, 20 years.
That's a horrible thing. I hate.
It's been a transition, but it's part of the journey. So
yeah.
And that kind of leads into my next question. How do you feel the crowd in crypto has evolved over the years? Because I do see like the Web2 companies coming in. You're seeing it in the conferences. You're even noticing. I mentioned this to Laura. Like I've even noticed in the KOLs have changed up, like wearing suits instead of just wearing the crazy stuff. You still get some of the people wearing but people are kind of migrating more to that Web2 feel. And leveling up their game, I guess you could say, when it comes to how to be portrayed.
Yeah, it's wild. So during my years, I worked for a company called Polymath. We were in 2018, a security token platform. So it's before the term RWA. And we actually ran the first security token conference in Bahamas. We thought it was going to be a few hundred people. We ended up selling at the Baha Mar, renting private jets, selling out the resort next to it. It was massive. It was like crypto and Web3, Wall Street kind of come together. And even then, it still had like a Web3 vibe to it. And now I feel like RWA, like it's just gotten very Wall Street, very suits. I noticed that a consensus this year. There wasn't that like community vibe anymore. I don't know. No. It was just everybody felt like they were just in suits to be done. So
that's what I heard. Like,
yeah, it was a different way. Bullish, generally Bullish has that market. Like they're very known in capital markets. So it makes sense. But like it's important to know our roots. And that's why I really love Futurists. Like we have a one-to-many strategy. We've only been able to grow by giving free tickets away to many audiences. And so if we don't think it should cost thousands of dollars for you to go to a crypto conference. It's wild, right? The point of crypto is to level the playing field. Like, let's try and remember why we're all here, and what we're trying to fight against and things like that. Yeah, we try and make it really inclusive. If anybody wants to come on site, they can. There's multiple ways to get free tickets, not just like volunteering community partners. We do free startup booths. We do lots of ways to get people on site. That's how you grow the audience. We also do a lot of like bring a friend, because we know everyone. I'm sure you guys have, at holidays or, Thanksgiving, someone's asking.
So you're going to say friends. And I was like, unfortunately, not real life ones. But.
Yeah, no, but like my family friends were always asking me about crypto. And I don't talk about events anymore. I said, come to my event. Well, I don't talk about family events, but come to Futures.
Yeah.
If you know people, come to Futures. You learn yourself, right? We also run a boot camp every time with basics, right? So that's free for anybody off the street to come in. So what is the basics of blockchain, Web3, security is a really big concern. I want people to know what the hell a cold storage is. Don't leave your shit on exchange, like basic stuff, because I've seen through the years. And then we do ask an expert booth. So I have a few community partners that come in, and it's just, they're the whole conference. They just go and ask questions, because there's so many people still walk around and be like, wait, what's a wallet? Like, everyone's still, there's new people coming in. So we have to foster it. I can't imagine coming to the industry now and being like all these terms everywhere and DeFi, and I don't know,
Hopefully we're getting more simple. One thing I want to say that I absolutely love about that is that most of the world's problems for the less advantaged and whatever people who don't have access to capital or connections to get these things, like all the rich people with lots of capital who do not feel, they don't even understand the problem from the inside out. And they're just looking down on it and saying, well, we can help people by doing this and this. And I'll feel like that sometimes. Like, how do I assume to know what would actually help? And I think you have to really zoom out and say, okay, 10 years down the road, this technology advances and, unbanked countries are getting access to the microloans. I love my old co-founder at Sedona worked in microloans, and he also did some like sex trafficked women in India and used to help them. Just like, that's what this is about. Like, for me, the core of crypto is like leveling the playing field. So I wonder, like, I love what you guys have done, but how could you get more like, identify problems that need solving and find really smart people in those groups and maybe get like a fund and like release, 5,000 here, 5,000 there at milestones, like associated with the conference, and make the rich people pay for it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's kind of what we do in the back end. That is really in the back end.
That's very
cool. And we let them know too. A big thing we do is we don't pay speakers. Speakers sometimes get upset about that. I said, I can't pay you guys. I give free tickets away. We're gonna get your room filled. We run ETH Woman. So ETH Woman is our arm of, we used to run hackathons, large hackathons. Hackathons have changed over the years. I also don't like dealing with hackers too much. I'm like, hey, hackers, like tons of people. But the ETH Woman is amazing. So we do breakfast, we do networking events. It's a way to get the free tickets through it. And then we used to run a lot of like social good kind of funds they would do and grants and things like that. Giving free, like the most we could do is give free space to elevate people that are doing good. So if you have a social enterprise or you're doing something that it's helping the world, like you come free on site, come showcase on site, come speak on site, that kind of stuff, because they usually they'll never have money for a booth. It would never make sense for them to spend their money there. There's other places too. So yeah, we, it's kind of like a big mind map we have in the back, but we make sure the big brands pay and the little guys are just
love that.
Yeah, like it's interesting. Like, first time we went to Kenya, we didn't go knowing a solution. We said, let's just learn about this community and it's an orphanage, and we just need to know the needs. And people were dying of malaria, not because there wasn't a cure for malaria. They couldn't afford the pills for malaria. People were going hungry, not because they didn't have food. There's lots of food. It's a misconception. They just couldn't afford the food. And like the list goes on. And so same as sick, it's just they couldn't afford the transportation to the hospital. It's not that they couldn't solve what they had. So it really comes fundamentally down to money and how money works, the money systems. And so if we can figure out programmable money, if we can figure out if I donate $1, it gets recycled into that community and stays within that network. And so that $1 actually affects 10 people. Like that's like the solutions that's going to change our world. And so unfortunately now,
the less like, we talk about cryptocurrencies being devalued and stuff, but I think there should be lesser importance. It should be easier to get what you need. And if there's so much liquidity and prices are constantly changing, like the control of the prices of major assets are in the hands of a few. But if we decentralize that and make money move quick and easy, phone payments, tap your phone, send it to a Gmail, and it instantly creates you an account. Like that's how we have an impact, spreading the rails and then freeing up, and imagine when I think about AI too, and like tokenized payments and agentic payments, routing food from like spoiled trucks of food, or oh, we're not going to make our shipment on time, this is going to have to go to the dump. That's what they do. Like imagine real-time AI agents saying, hey, there's a store 2 miles from you, you can either sell it for there really cheap, or there's a homeless shelter X far down the road, you can bring it in. But just like, if we can be more effective with the resources we have, I think that's the tools that crypto/AI give us, because there is an abundance of things and money and all of this stuff, but the access to it is so limited, just to your point.
People are unfortunately stuck at the mercy of bad governments, right? That mismanage. Like, governments are inherently bad at managing money in general, but some are just worse than others, and the currencies aren't so strong. So this is where I think that Genius bill and like the stable coins and the Clarity bill, I think stable coins are going to be the new way to exchange value on the internet. I still think, like, for example, like Bitcoin is more of a store of value. I wouldn't use it as like I still wouldn't use it to go buy a coffee. You know what I mean? But like as a medium of exchange, that's where I think stable coins come in. You need to be fast. It has to be fast, especially for a vendor. You don't want to sit there and wait for a block to go through when you're sitting at the gap trying to buy something or whatever, right? Like you want to be instant, final, and done. And governments love that too, because that literally replaced the SWIFT system. So governments want that too, especially in a world.
Will they love it? Do you think they're trying to help us, Mike? I don't know.
Well, it'll be private blockchains, but the idea will be instant transfer, because with the global trade breaking down, nobody trusts anybody anymore. So you don't need the trust. You take the trust out of it by having something that you can trust, which is technology and math.
I think like a lot of it comes down. I know it's like a really big vision, but it's like there are so many good leaders in our industry, and we need to work collectively together to get them in politics. And I've already known quite a few people that are very close. And I think there's going to be, I don't like shit on the baby boomers, but sometimes baby boomers always telling my parents there's all these things did in Canada, like really affected us here. But there will be a time that we will become older and things like that, and to like keep that network strong. I think in Web3, I've seen so many bridges burn. Like I've been successful because I don't burn bridges. We stay friends with everyone.
100%.
We know a lot of drama because of panels. Like I remember one time we put all these like gold back stable coins on one panel. Everyone hated each other. That
was one of my questions. Like, what is the craziest thing that's ever happened at an event? Like,
you want the craziest thing? I don't know, but the crazy, it's a lot. We'll be here for a long time. But so I see the drama that affects, and I guess there's big deals and big money, but we have to remember, like, if we all collaboratively work together, it's like game theory, like try and get us into politics, try and get us to be the leaders so we can work together. And that's really how change be made. Davos is always interesting. I've never personally been, but there's a lot of people from Web3 that go there. And so that gives me hope.
I've seen the people with boots on the ground with crypto there.
Yeah, it's a lot. So that makes me kind of happy, because it's a scary world out there.
Well, you kind of see it with like what's going on in the US, where you got Coinbase and everything. Everyone's lobbying to the US government right now. And in my opinion, the U.S. government is kind of the trendsetter. Mind you, I'd say we started it first, because we had crypto ETFs first. We had the Ethereum ETF and a Bitcoin ETF.
ATMs.
But now that the U.S. is going to get on it, then everybody will follow suit. But it's one of the things, when you're the global reserve currency, if they're going to do something, you kind of have to follow along, because you like. America has the biggest consumer base on earth.
I love America. Like, I'm so pro America.
Me too.
I'm so happy they're finally.
I'm on the fence, and I live in America. So maybe you might want to try living here first.
Everyone. Yeah, but very excited that America became pro crypto. It's a good thing for all of us.
Well, is it in light of like the statistic that the Trump family has made $2.3 trillion in crypto? I mean, they are traded all of us on crypto Twitter. They suck liquidity. Like, they're pro crypto. It's going in their pockets. Like, what are the incentive, right? Or what are the motives?
Yeah, like I think we just have to remember that money is an incentive, right? And so like I love the idea of just using it to the power to help people as much, right? That's why I love social enterprises. You can make money. And I did a TED talk once where it was like you can there's a brownie bakery in the States. They make $10 million a year, but they hire homeless people. And so it's like they don't hire homeless people to bake brownies, they bake brownies to hire homeless people. And so I wish we changed a lot of our models to that. And I think programmable money is the way to do it, because then you can track that this money, even stimulus, is going to be so much better. I always say with Canadian stimulus programs, like if I'm going to give you, because of COVID, it was so obvious, we give so much stimulus out here. But if they said, we're going to give you $1,000, but you have to spend it at the local vendors, can't go on Amazon. You can't go buy it on Alibaba. You have to spend this. Then all of a sudden that dollar is staying in your local economy. And like, gives me goosebumps even thinking about it. Like you can really transform. And I really believe in AI. I'm very positive on AI. I think it's going to solve our problems if just people like yourself, you guys just like, let's get on it and try and solve these solutions. Because they're just like programmable, these little mechanisms we can do to hopefully solve. So Canada's an interesting spot because we're not too big. So I think we can solve it pretty quickly. We also, destroy our country pretty quickly with some bad decisions, but hopefully we turn it around here.
I think we're trying to fix the mistakes that we've made from COVID on. I think they're really starting to get down to. I think actually Trump shook us up, to be honest. Trump shook us up, and we need to realize that we need to stand on our own 2 feet. About time. It takes time, unfortunately, to unravel a lot of the bad that was done. Like that's why I say it's really hard for politicians, because in a 4-year term, it's very hard to fix decades of mess ups,
sure.
right? There's so much, and then you got the other side bickering at you for everything that you do. So
finding every little reason to pick apart your argument from totally.
I don't know if you've ever watched Parliament.
I have. I went to Parliament. Actually, I ran. I was head of the Liberal Party in my university, and like I was very involved in politics. I got really involved back in the day, and then I actually chose, do I go Bitcoin or politics? And I looked at the people. I said, I cannot hang out with people.
You're going to be great in politics now, in the next generation coming in with I will move to Canada and vote for you.
I love it. Yeah. So what we're doing at the conference, so we bring Web3 to life at our conference. It's the best thing we do. It's the coolest thing. So one of the techs we're doing this year is Your Vote. They're a Canadian startup. It makes it really easy to vote on the blockchain. So it's like you're anonymous. It's like one vote per phone kind of thing. And so we're asking tough questions. Do you think Dundas Square should be named whatever it got renamed? Like we're going to ask these questions, like Canadian things that affect Canada, and see if people can be really truthful about the answers. And actually, in my presentation, I'm going to show it on stage and say these are the results of, because I think we should be voting on. The people should have a vote now.
Not prediction markets, but vote. Massive scale voting on some of these things that we just hand off to politicians who are they're so deadlocked, and they keep getting further and further and further apart, and it's a never ending. I mean, some people call it a pendulum, but I haven't felt very. I mean, the party goes back and forth.
It's stuck on one side right now.
Well, it's just the problems are accelerating. It doesn't matter which side it's on. There's no unwinding. There's always. I read something that said every single politician will have more power than the politician that came before him in a seat. Every single president, because the previous president thought I need these powers to do this thing I want to do.
Yeah.
Then they get that done, but then the next president has 100 presidents of precedent behind them to do these kind of unilateral moves or whatever.
Wow.
And so by the time, we're here now, there's already a lot of, loopholes and things like tariffs, and, we're just acting at break the law. Who cares? We'll get sued. It's unproductive. And where do we go? Where are we going? What is government providing?
It reminds me.
I love that.
It reminds me of that. I've mentioned this book before, The Fourth Turning. And it really is the more I've read that, I usually read that book once every year just to keep it familiar in the mind. And it's we have the unraveling where social norms start to degrade and politicians start to degrade. Now I think we're in the fourth turning, because you have 2 technologies. You got blockchain and you got AI at the same time, and it's going to be a whole regime change. The AI is going to change the world, and we're literally updating the future of finance at the same time. And these 2 are going to clash because they need to work together. AI needs the blockchain security level or layer, and they're going to clash. And I feel like in the fourth turning, it ends with a boom usually, whether it be the last one was World War II. And here we have, wars going on, trade breaking down, AI coming up, the upgrade of finance, everything coming. Mind you, it's disruption because and you're seeing the disruption versus with the politics and social one people on one side, one people on the other, on the other aisle, and you're seeing that happen right now. But I believe after we get to this hard time, we're going to live in an age of abundance because you go through the first turning, which is after you had the Great Depression. You had abundance, you had an industrial revolution, and you're kind of seeing that again here with the new industrial revolution, which is AI and the upgrade of finance. And I think the world is just going to be a better place. Like technology itself is deflationary, so it should make everything cheaper for everybody. And look
how low do we have to go, Mike? Where's the bottom?
Honestly, I think 2030, man, around the 2030s, you're going to see.
God,
like it's going to be soon because AI, like just I look back at remember that the AI thing with Will Smith and how he's eating spaghetti. In 3 years, it's gotten so much better, and unbelievably better. And humans can't think exponentially; it's impossible for us. And this technology is exponential. Technology gets so much better, so much faster every year. So I can only imagine in another 2 years. It only took 3 years for that Will Smith video to get to get the 4K quality and perfect timing with somebody else in it now.
Yeah.
And what's another year going to do?
Yeah. It's wild. I don't know. Like it's such a global world, and then we have these like local economies we're trying to figure out, and everyone's becoming super nationalist. You're Canada, you feel it here. Like I can't believe like before our eyes, everything's kind of deteriorated a little bit, but I'm very positive and hopeful for AI. I think it's really good. And I think finally technology's in the hands of individuals. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for the younger generation. I have some interns I work with and students. They are so much quicker than people that I've worked with over the years.
Yeah.
I love it. At this point, I'm only hiring 18-year-olds. I swear. That makes me feel good.
I have a couple you can have soon.
Perfect. Sometimes I'm like, other people, I'm trying to train them, and here they're like, yeah, we got this, no problem. And, I'm excited to see the generation that went to school using AI. I almost wish I did. I think I'd be such a different person right now because you find a way to hack everything, every kind of AI out there. So
we're the bridge, though. We're like the bridge age. Like we had to be aware and feel the pain and like translate that into like, how do you use this technology now to make a better world and take the power. So nobody needs that much power. Governments don't need that much. I mean, that's where most of the problems come from is consolidations of power. And then those powers have conflicts. And then it affects everybody but the people creating the conflicts for the most part. And that's what's disheartening. But yes, like decentralization and then the speed at which AI can work, it's like, that's what makes me hopeful. Yeah, there's gonna be super villains using AI too. That Claude might,
for sure.
Like that makes me a little nervous. They're like, we can hack a nation state. It's like
that's where the blockchain comes in.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a lot. Like even like I'm like more of an Instagram user. I like Instagram because I find there's not as much AI content. Like when I'm on TikTok, I feel like it's all AI. At least Instagram is shitty real content that I've been feeded. But it's like, like the content you get. Like, are we? Are the young people getting the right content? Are they motivated the right way? Are they seeing the right images? So it starts really young. Like I definitely say if I was a politician, I'd probably cut social media. 16 under, no social media. Like there's certain things I think that we can do to help our generation. And I think that's where regulation comes in. I don't always like talking about regulation because sometimes I think Canada's too regulated on some things, but I think there are really good things that need to be put in place for tech and like social media.
Content creators. Let's do a fund for youth content creators for crypto. And like, we paid, I mean, I've been I've done deals and things in the past for companies that I value and respect, and I'm very selective. But what if we, this is the social media is the playing field. Like it doesn't happen in, like we can create momentum and movements so much easier than we could before. And like tapping into the hearts and minds of the people who will be voting soon, like that whole new generation. Empowering them. I love the way you think about empowering the next generation
Yeah, like I have like a fun story something I did years ago, but I actually work with kids with autism. So two of them, brother and sister, and one was nonverbal. And I started when he was 3, and now he's 25. He works for me, but he was 3. He was nonverbal, and we started a YouTube channel called Dr. Med Science, where we do simple science experiments online. And through that experience, he started speaking so much better. So Google picked us up as a success story. So we made national coverage around Canada. We're in Time Magazine, we're in the Globe and Mail, everywhere. Oh, wow. And it was like how social media is impacting individuals with autism, because you can like and you can have friends online without knowing you have autism. So it's like there's also like this very like amazing part of technology if we can curate the right content for kids and youth. And so it's all
What don't you do, by the way?
What? Don't sleep.
I don't sleep.
That's seriously fair.
Yeah. So, but I always try and like do stuff you love. Like the YouTube thing was something we just did for fun. I was babysitting, and then it went viral, and he was making tons of money every month and stuff like that. And so, if you do things you love with passion, I do think your moment will come, and especially with AI now, I think
absolutely.
Anyone can do it. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say like you did so well because you loved it. And it showed through.
Authentic.
It's authentic for sure. And luck, just think, the universe. I'm big in manifesting. And I was like, right now. But I do think, stay positive and stay persistent. That's why I love when you guys do podcasts like this. Like it's not easy to get on camera all the time and have this conversation. So kudos to you. It keeps
hard at first, I think, and now we're just like whatever. It's like whatever you think of me, I don't care. I zero. Free engagement. Please say bad things.
That's awesome.
These are the conversations that I love, and it's funny. I started making content after speaking on stage for the first time at the Futures Conference.
Cool.
So so Jay Chains, Justin was on stage, and we had a little, a fireside chat on the upper stage at the Cabana Pool Bar and the Rebel, and it was great, and it kind of like it inspired me to start doing it. So here I am a couple years later, still at it and doing it, and it's still like I love it. I love the fireside chats. It's weird though, like I know what you're saying with the camera. Like me, a one-on-one video with the camera, like for YouTube, it feels so weird. I don't feel like I could be myself, but like when I'm like just having a conversation about like crypto or whatever like this, like I don't even need a script. I can just be myself and just talk.
You forget the audience is even there. It's just like you're talking. It's like a Zoom call or
exactly.
Zoom. It's a G Meets call.
G Meets call. We're all corporate.
Yeah.
Let me send you. Let's have a meeting about the update about the previous meeting and update the next thing.
That's amazing. I love that tech. Okay,
I don't have a follow up.
I do, because like, why should people be going to these conferences? I didn't go to conferences for my first couple years in crypto, and I think I had a little imposter syndrome. I'd come from a Web 2 background, onboarding brands to Amazon, and that was very quiet. I didn't really have a social presence and all this stuff. And then when I did really well on GameStop, luckily, and then I was like, I have to go invest somewhere smart. So I bought a bunch of crypto. No, I brought the crypto top. So
I know.
Yeah, the natural circle
We've all been
of life.
Okay, I've been there. It's okay.
But yeah, I was scared to death to even get on a Twitter stage for probably a year. And then I'd even get up there, and then I'd be like, okay, should I raise my hand? Should I say something? And then I just wouldn't. I'd go back down, or like say, I'm sorry, I'm having mic like pretend I'm breaking out and get down. It's hard, but like go to those small spaces. Do like film yourself, get comfortable, because the future is people advocating. And I think, like you said, voting on chain and deciding some of these, like, take the power away from politicians to weaponize issues between people and just let us vote for ourselves across the board. Because what is it?
There's issues with DAO. I've ever been to any DAO. DAO's also a hot mess. So.
I know. I have a friend that's working on a really good solution, Jack Nefty. I'd love to hook you up.
Comes down with good people. It comes down elevating good people.
Yeah. And he's using AI to do a lot of the organizational whatever, presenting him information. So I think DAOs could still, be something.
I think so. There's definitely something there. Yeah. So the question about intimidating. It's so intimidating to go to conferences, honestly.
Yeah.
That's why Futures, honestly, we built it differently. It is an indoor outdoor nightclub. Okay. It's on the water. There's cabanas, there's helicopter rides, there's yachts, there's multiple rooms. You feel like you're going more to like a festival.
Mhm.
Like it is very professional. So we don't want to go to not think that it's not, because it's in a club in some ways. So we kind of in between of like a networking event and like a very professional conference. So that's one area that makes it really fun to come to our event. We have over 200 volunteers. I also find if people are really nervous, come volunteer with us. We've all walks of life. We have people from KPMG volunteering. We have students. We have everything. So that's nice because then you feel like you're a little bit more engaged.
Yeah.
You have something to do.
I belong here. I'm not an outsider.
I'm not there being like, let me try and talk to someone. I'm like making a network with this group. So I always love the volunteering. We give community partner groups. So if you're part of an existing group, but yeah, it is intimidating to come into an event. So that's why we try not to do ours in hotels and convention centers. I do find hotels to be stuffy. I do find convention centers, it's cool. You check out the booths, but then, you're kind of done with ours. You're secluded on this almost little island in Toronto and you're stuck there for 2 days and it's tons of fun. And then we bring Web3 to real life so you can touch and feel it. So we gamify the full experience. We share our own token on site so you can make crypto payments with everywhere. Like we have the voting app and then we have NFT galleries and just anything that's Web3, it's on site.
Yeah.
So
You're actually
definitely something. We want to give free tickets to your audience if anyone's listened to this point. We're 45 minutes in. I'm going to throw out a promo code. So TLTIX, Tracy Leparulo Tick. My team's going to kill me for this, but free general tickets. If you go online,
I'm flipping it. Just kidding.
Go ahead. Let it out. Okay. We'll end it starting off. So if you're still listening and you want to register some tickets in the next maybe 48, 72 hours, grab it. Because
then it's in July, right?
Yeah.
This next event, and then you're coming to is it Miami or is it somewhere else in Florida?
It's Greater Miami. I think that's
okay. Well, I hate Art Basel because you have to go across the
no, we're actually in Hollywood, Florida. So like for Fort Lauderdale. So we're at the Guitar Hotel.
Okay.
That big Hard Rock Guitar Hotel.
Yes.
Super cool vibe. Still in a nightclub, indoor outdoor cabana, very same feel as Rebel. And then but within the Hard Rock facility, which is nice. So again, you're on a resort. Have you ever been to a conference on a resort? It's the best because it's not just
I need to go. I haven't. So.
Yeah, when you grab coffee, when you grab dinner later, when you wake up, when you're at the casino, when you're getting it's like you leave and lose your connections. You leave that event being like, I met people and I know these people now and I can call them up after.
Have fun with them in addition to just the regular.
Yeah, so it's like real. So it's not this awkward. Hey, I met you for 5 minutes at a booth. It's like I partied with you last night, and I'm gonna call you, maybe 2 years from now, but you'll remember me because I met you at that slot machine.
100%. Yeah, I love that. And I think Miami needs a kind of conference like that because Art Basel, it's my favorite conference every year, but I spend 2 hours in Ubers getting from place to place.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to do.
And annoyed.
That's why we keep everything on site. So we host about 450 events on site. So we run Canada Crypto Week around the venue, but most of them are at our venue at these little holes because our venue has all these nooks and crannies and side event areas. Because we don't want people in Ubers, come on. And then again, shared resources, AVs there, reporters are there, speakers are there, VIPs are there. So it's when you come on site, you'll see tons of side events. And I love Florida. Honestly, we launched our first year in Florida. And it was Iggy Azalea showed up, Tristan Thompson showed up, Eric Trump showed up, all for free just to speak. The energy of Florida and America, it felt very welcoming. And so I really appreciated what we did for our first year. Really big brands came in. We did it very quickly. So we're very excited for the second year in Florida and love Canada and definitely, the heart's here. But it was really nice to explain it to the States and definitely the right move for us.
The one thing I love about Futurist is you go there and it's kind of what you were mentioning with Consensus. Consensus felt very suits and very business-like. Literally, I was wearing because at the time I was promoting a coin cock inu, and I'm wearing a shirt that says "Ask me about my cock," and it's COQ for a rooster, right? And I'm looking around. I'm like, everyone's a lawyer or
it's not the vibe. Yeah.
And I'm like, I am in the wrong building for the shirt.
Yeah. Totally. We helped a partner of ours. They did a crypto carnival with the big Pepe head. So we helped with that whole activation. And then, we kind of walked out being like, that's in vibe this year. So super different. We're trying to brand everywhere. Maybe you guys could help me because it really is a community. It's like people have called our conference the OG conference. It's very OG.
Yeah.
Like, it's very,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so many years. So the same people, they don't go to any conference all year, but they come to ours.
Mhm.
It's been called that, or it's been called Consensus North. But we got to find a term for people like us that are the builders, the speakers. A lot of KOLs come to our event that just want to get together and reconnect and not stuck in a convention center and then a little side event bar.
Bring a bunch of VCs and you'll get all the founders.
Yeah, there you go.
And then if all the founders are there, all people who are looking for jobs. You just got to get that top of funnel down.
Exactly. That's a good exactly. So yeah, bring all your friends out. It is a community. I think it's the one term that gets thrown up the most right now in crypto is the word community. But when you show up on Futures, you can feel it's this network and everyone's connected and we've all done the stuff together. So it's something we're the most proud of for sure.
That's the one thing, the big takeaway I've noticed at the Futurist events is you see all the little communities coming together and you see people say, hey, like it's like a meetup. It's like, it's like the place to come meet up. And I'm part of like another community as well, like the Web3 breakfast community. We're all talking about it. We have a private chat of planning. Like we're all going to meet up. Like, and that's the whole thing, right? It's the meetup. And it's the place to be. And that's the one thing I didn't have it any other conferences I've been at. There wasn't that community meetup. There's like go and network and talk with other people, do interviews and stuff like that.
Hard to find people. You miss people because like I'm on this side of town at a side of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what New York was like when we went to NFT NYC. It was like all over the place. Yeah.
It's hard. Like the logistics of the conferences are hard, and I think that's what's discouraged a lot of people from coming in recent years to some of these events.
Yeah,
you know,
it's expensive for sure, and it disrupts you. Like events are a lot of time, a lot of money. Yeah. Canada's nice because our dollar's so cheap for Americans. So if you come up here, your flights and your
40% cheaper
for you guys.
40%.
40%. So it's
$1.39.
I'm gonna invest in a Canadian lira or what do you guys call it?
The peso.
No, the peso, yeah. No, but it's good. It's good for the world to travel here because it comes cheaper on site. But events are crazy because even some of the biggest names, best friends of mine, they can't show because they have their kid's birthday party that weekend. It's like oh, okay, so there's also times, but we do it in July. We do it in the summer. It's the best time to be in Canada too. And
you can drink still when you're 18 up there, right? I grew up in Washington.
Not Toronto's 19. But yeah, you can drink.
Well, 19.
Montreal
that's great.
Is 18, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Spokane, Washington. I used to go to Nelson all the time to drink. It was like that should be your selling point. All of
there you go. Our bars are open too. We have the bars open throughout the days with bottle service you can order. We try not to promote too much on site, but the people that come every year know about it. By 3 o'clock, they're all popping bottles and stuff. But it's the way to make deals, the way to network. So we have Cayman Islands on site this year, British Virgin Islands, Hong Kong. We have a lot of jurisdictions all come to Canada, so they put up some really cool stuff. We have rum bar experiences. Solana is doing a massive activation inside event. And tons of breakfasts and just I think we have about 30 side events. If you check our Luma page out, luma.com/Canada Crypto Week, you'll see about 30 are on site at Futurist, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I signed up for a bunch of them already.
Good.
I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go.
I have FOMO because I missed the Bitcoin conference. We had some stuff going on at work, so I had to cancel last minute. And then he's talking about this next conference he's going to.
This is the one to go to. Trust us.
I know. Well, I think I'm going to try to make I'm in Augusta, Georgia, so that's like a reasonable jaunt down the road.
Yeah. But Florida is our flagship. Florida is definitely the bigger one. It's definitely the longest standing one. So the Toronto, is our flagship.
Never mind.
Yeah.
The
Bitcoin conference is interesting. So I did a fireside with Floyd Mayweather at the Bitcoin conference.
No, what?
Yeah.
What does he think about crypto?
Yeah.
Are you launching a coin?
Funny things. He was the time. It was like the NFT industry. We were only allowed to talk about Bitcoin because I know they organized really well. They're like, only talk about Bitcoin. So I was like, what do you think about Bitcoin? He's like, there's other coins. I'm like, that's great. But what about Bitcoin? I'm like trying to keep them on track. And they're a good group of guys. Like I love what they're doing for the Bitcoin industry. It's hard, man. Like some years they're super up and we're super up. And then some years we're not. So high respect for all event organizers out there, even from the smallest meetup. Just huge respect.
Moonpay ruin NFTs, by the way, by buying all those apes for the celebrity. I feel like that was a pivotal moment in our history when we had Paris Hilton saying I know, and Jimmy Fallon, and then all the prices went down. And
I know, and it's tough. Like the Bored Apes come to our event like this year. We give them 10 tickets. Because a lot of them want access points. So we're like, make features on access point. If you own a whatever, you own a you own a monkey or your own.
Yeah. I
Inlet,
have a
all the
lot of
animals.
friends. I've been in since 2021. I unfortunately didn't buy an ape. I bought 100 super Yetis, so I have to wait for them to become very historical NFTs. I think Farouk was saying they were going to be historical NFTs in 2022, but I was like, they've only been here a year. So is that really historical? But relatively, maybe historical. But yeah, I just pray for my banks, I guess is all I'm trying to get out there.
Tough. Like I would definitely say our audience is a lot of NFT artists. So we do showcase over like 500 NFTs at the show throughout a bunch of areas and all the screens. So and we give all of our NFT artists free tickets. So they appreciate because they get their artwork shown. I do think NFTs will make a comeback with AI. We just haven't seen it yet.
How do you see that playing in? Like, what's the angle that
just verify what's like real art at the end of the day? There's like so much fake content out there, right? So I don't know how it's going to work out, but when I ran ETH Lou, that's where CryptoKitties launched. It was like kind of one of the first NFT projects. CryptoKitties launched my hackathon. They brought like balloons and all these things, and they won, and it was a big deal because people were like, CryptoKitties did some of their work before they got here, and it was like this huge deal, but they won the prize. They're from Canadian. CryptoKitties are Canadian. Binance about founders Canadian, right? Ethereum's from Canada, so a lot of good tech coming out. But yeah, I remember CryptoKitties happened, and then we were so excited. It happened at our event. We got all this coverage, and then like 2 weeks later, like CryptoKitties clogged the Ethereum network, like F these NFTs, like it's clogging the network. And then our conference like launched at ETH Waterloo. They launched this thing that clogged the network and ruined it. And so we're like, oh, NFTs suck. And then it was amazing, and they suck again. So yeah, I've seen the wave. I do think. I don't know if everyone's NFTs are going to be more valuable. I can't tell you that, but I do think there'll be another wave.
I just hope we don't care about money so much. It's like energy, and that's why I just wish it flowed more freely. Like if you do something valuable for someone, give them some currency of some sort. So they can, because there's pricing is so artificial. Like in these digital price tags now in grocery stores, where you might pick it up off the shelf and it's one price, and by the time you get to the checkout, it's another price. Like what even is money?
I do think like, like just a lot of my experience with tokenization, I do think one day we'll all have a wallet, as we do, and everything we own will be in it, whether it's all of our NFTs, fractional artwork, piece of real estate, whatever it is, but really simple. And then we'll just use it. Like that's our net worth. We'll actually have a number of our net worth. And so we'll just keep banking things on our net worth, and then we'll buy random stuff. And it's like, we're going to go back to kind of bartering on stuff. And,
and that's a better, if it's a universal system of barter and you're not limited by region or like local constraints of who you can barter with.
You have an aggregator
system,
Yeah, you'll have a Travala or an Expedia for like your goods, right? Like it'll just aggregate everything you wanted.
Inheritance is gonna be a big topic. No one's talking about, like, because in Canada with the baby boomers, they tax a lot, right? So it's like, how do you like inherently give people, so that's gonna be interesting. I don't see too many talks about it yet, but like I'm excited to learn.
None. And
it's
crazy.
Somebody should take that idea and run with it and build.
Like, there are people we do have sessions about wills actually and stuff, and how you use your crypto, but just overall, like we're very futuristic, right? So it's like all your tokenized assets and how that works, and that's going to be a big topic of regulation. Like, how do you give fractional real estate from another country that you own, or this like piece of Picasso you have?
That'd be so cool to donate somebody a house, like just like buy a house in a third world country and like find a family, be like, dude, I just sending you the NFT.
Well, because NGOs, right? Like just how much money NGOs take and the fraud of NGOs and stuff like that. So if you're able to just go and buy a house, like we had just a friend, they went and bought, it was the guy at the orphanage just bought like a chicken coop. So he had chickens, and then they could produce the chickens, and like it just, the money went directly to make the chicken coop. And it was like, it's so directional, it's like peer to peer, like everything.
It's so tough because like I got a little girl at home. Me and my wife went to the Bitcoin conference, and my daughter stayed with my mom, and I was thinking to myself, like, this is the first time me and my wife have been on a vacation like without our daughter since she was like a baby. And I thought to myself, like, if anything happened, like my mom's not gonna know how to use, like, she knows we're all how to access the crypto, but she doesn't know how to use it.
You know what I mean?
She doesn't know how to do anything.
No, we do have sessions on that. I should bring one of them back this year. There are companies that do stuff like this, so it's but it's definitely
make a video on it, Mike, for how people.
I'm gonna have to make a video.
Just
if you're
for
watching
mom.
this, I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you'll
It's a
have
nice
to.
goodbye. Like at least it's like a bonus. Like, oh, well, he's sweet. He left us all this money. He
Yeah,
loves it,
she
you
can
know.
be.
Like you just go right into like an
Fall asleep.
educational video. Like this is what crypto is. Like,
Yeah.
Click.
that's so
He
funny.
didn't leave anything. Sorry.
Yeah, so funny, right? So,
We're getting close to the end. If you had one argument to tell people why these conferences matter to our industry, like I don't think we would exist as an industry to the extent that we do if we didn't have these real world networking
For sure.
opportunities. So because people are telling us don't go, it's a waste of time. There's a lot of fun about them. What would you tell those people? How do you respond to that and convince the guy who's on the fence, like, I have to pay to get there, even if I get a free ticket? Like, what's the value prop?
Yeah, for sure. So events, they do take a lot of time and energy and cost money and stuff. So just like any project, there are good events and not as great events. And unfortunately, like any project, when there's a bad apple, kind of ruins the whole industry. So you first figure out where your friends are going and some good, which events have been around for a long time. And like we've been around, it's our 9th conference we're doing. We got acquired by a big company. We are a good show. So I would say coming to Futures Conference definitely is a very unique experience. But overall, as an industry, it brings people together. It connects people. And so developers are looking for projects, and projects are looking for investors, and investors are looking for maybe projects to invest in. So it brings the community together. We always have regulars that show up. It reinforces that there's an industry here, because everything in crypto is decentralized. We are all live on our computers.
Yeah.
We're all in all the parts. So we need this is our office in some sense. Events, like none of us have an office, so we have to get together to show that there is voting power here, there is an industry here, there's jobs here. And then we need to support each other in every way possible, right? So there are so much FUD online. And to be honest, the real workers can't always be crazy on social media and have these massive followings. So when you go on site and you meet a person and you shake their hand, you can tell that they're not a scam. You can tell that they're a real project. You can tell they have passion. There's
Usually
something
they're
about
the smartest people in crypto. They don't just have time to sit around and shit post
on their Twitter, like, yeah. And then what to invest in, right? Like I would say, like a lot of these, you asked me the question about that pump. Like those guys aren't at conferences. They're not at conferences because they're not a good project.
But probably get egged. Like I would egg them
because they're not a good project. But the good projects go to events.
This man.
They're willing to show their face. The CEO's willing to get on stage and show their face and talk about it and shake hands and make deals. And these are the kind of people you want to work with. So when you go on the conference circuit and if you go to the good events, you do find the real projects that care about the industry. And I've so many people have saved our conference over the year, big companies, and they look at me and they go, "We like your conference, but we need Canada crypto to be like a narrative here." And Tracy, you're the best shop we got here for national conference.
Yeah, well, Mike has sung your praises. Like I don't think I hold any higher regard for any conference that I haven't been to. Like since I first met Mike, he's like, "You got to go to the Futures Conference." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not coming to Toronto. Maybe if I ever go, visit my dad."
Get the ticket out. Get your friends coming. I'm telling you.
I know.
I
do have a lot of Washington friends, though. I mean, I'm from the Northwest.
It's cheap. The flights, and then when you get here, it's cheap. It's 40% cheaper. It's cheep.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts is coming back here.
Yeah.
Dude, they have these dirty coffees. It's like Pepsi with coffee, and then this sweet cream foam, and it tastes like a root beer float.
Like a
Dirty
float?
soda.
Sorry to get it's
The dirty sodas?
dirty. It's like a dirty. Yeah, they call it a dirty soda, and it's just
Yeah,
coffee.
I love it.
I've never had them before, but Dunkin'
It's
came
like
out with them,
like the sweet house.
and I'm obsessed. I'll drink 4 in a row. Like I have to stop myself from getting.
I'm gonna do
I
a
know, that's
backflip
just
after
a
that.
like I almost brought it to a party, and then I'm like, okay, chemical like Diet Cokes and like chemical creamers and like the chemical pumps. I'm like, this is maybe a conspiracy that's happening.
Yeah.
Um,
Any final words you'd like to leave us with? And
come to
maybe Mike
Futures
has a-
Conference if you're listening this long. PLTIX, right? Tracy Leparulo ticket. I'm giving you guys free tickets. Join events.
Can we
join
post it in the
community.
clips?
Yeah, post it. For
Okay,
sure.
we will.
I will expire it eventually. So register while you can. My team's going to kill me, but we want you all there. And we want you to all bring your positive energy and just appreciate you both and hope to see you guys there too.
Awesome.
Like,
We
what do you
really
have
appreciate
for
you coming on.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. So anybody that is in Toronto, local, thinking about traveling to save some money on vacation, it's great. The weather's great here now, by the way. and you're right by the water. I'm telling you, it's one of the best views, and it's really cool. You can take a water taxi, directly from Toronto over to the conference, and I tell you, it saves you on so much traffic. Holy cow, it's so good. Because
and Mike will interview you for free and give you visibility. So if you're a brand thinking about coming out and sponsor, like there's lots of media presence there.
Totally.
Absolutely. There's a lot of content creators that are going to be there. I know Jay Chains is going to be there too. So we're going to be there together. So it's gonna be a good time. So make sure you guys come out and just experience it for yourself. I promise you, when you see that venue, it's gonna blow your mind.
For sure.
I'll see you in Fort Lauderdale.
That's it.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Tracy, for taking the time to chat with us. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Adoption Pod next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Yeah. Turn it up one more time. You already know what it is. Yeah, we back at the end. Yeah, that's wild. And the episode down, added to the file. From the stories to the laughs to the real talk too. You pulled up, press play, let us ride with you. Woo. Crypto combos, guests from everywhere. Big ideas, real voices in the air. If you made it this far, then you already know we're building for the future. Watch adoption grow. Let's go. This is Adoption Pod. Yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all. Thank you. Hit play, hit like, hit share. Click. We'll be right back, right there. Squad. We do to the next low drop. Next one, keep the fam love running non-stop. Adoption Pod. Shout out the parents, the kids, the crew, the ones in the system. Yeah, we see you too. Every voice, every journey, every eye got through. You the reason that we do what we do. From the first time listeners to the day one strong. If you learn one thing, then we did our job. Mass adoption, one combo at a time. Tapping next week, yeah, you know the vibe. This is Adoption Pod. Yeah. Thanks for watching.